next is go into, here's the priest. You can see, as he is the only one who can go in. Next, we're going to go into, well, I didn't show you these coverings, did I? The tabernacle. And the first thing we'll see is the golden lampstand or the candlestick. Exodus 25, verse 31. Then you shall make a lampstand of pure gold. The lampstand and its base and its shaft are to be made of hammered work. Its cups, its bulbs, and its flowers shall be of one piece with it. This is one piece of hammered gold. 6 branches shall go out from its sides, 3 branches of the lampstand from its one side, and 3 branches of the lampstand from its other side. 3 cups shall be shaped like almond blossoms in the one branch, a bulb and a flower, and 3 cups shall be shaped like almond blossoms in the other branch, a bulb and a flower. So for 6 branches going out from the lampstand, and in the lampstand 4 cups shaped like almond blossoms, its bulbs and its flowers. A bulb shall be under the first pair of branches coming out of it, and a bulb under the second pair of branches coming out of it, and a bulb under the third pair of branches coming out of it, for the 6 branches coming out of the lampstand. Their bulbs and their branches shall be of one piece with it. All of it shall be one piece of hammered work of pure gold. Then you shall make its lamps 7 in number, and they shall mount its lamps so as to shed light on the space in front of it. Its snuffers and their trays shall be of pure gold. It shall be made from a talent, that is 75 pounds of pure gold, with all these utensils. See that you make them after the pattern for them which was shown to you on the mountain. So going into this holy place, which is overlaid and overlaid and overlaid, it is dark. Can't get any darker. But when the priest goes into that place, there is light from the lampstand. This lampstand doesn't have, like we had in everything else, any dimensions, but it is made of one piece, 75 pounds of hammered gold. Now, what kind of blossoms, what kind of flowers? Almond blossoms. 1 shaft, 3 branches going from each. There is a heavenly pattern as well. And this is where it is. When you go into the holy place, here's where the lampstand is. So golden altar, golden laver, enter in, and you see the light from the golden lampstand, or the candlestick as it's called. And there are 7 spirits of the Lord: wisdom, understanding, counsel, strength, knowledge, spirit of the Lord, and fear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me back up. Let's go to Isaiah 11, 1 through 2. I just forgot to print one. Then, this is Isaiah, and as Bobby told us this morning in church, this is where Jesus quotes the most. Then a shoot will spring from the stem of Jesse. And what do we know that shoot from the stem of Jesse to be? Not a squirrel. Jesus. And a branch from its roots will bear fruit. The Spirit of the Lord will rest on him. The Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and strength, the Spirit of knowledge and fear. So the Spirit represents the center shaft and the 6 spirits coming up from that. So the 7 lampstands, the 7 parts of the Spirit of God and the three spirits. So it stands, Jesus being that shoot from Jesse. Then we look at John 15 and we talk about the vine and the branches, and that Jesus is that vine from which we are the branches. And when you look at the lampstand and see the center shaft and know coming off from it. But the interesting part is, different from being grafted in. If you've ever literally, maybe in science class, you had to do some grafting of two different things. But this is one piece directed by God. So we understand that we come from that. If we look at Matthew 12:33, either make the tree good and its fruit good, or make the tree bad and the fruit bad, for the tree is known by its fruit. We are that fruit. And then in John 3, verse 21, but he who practices the truth comes to the light. Remember, that's the first thing we see. So that his deeds may be manifested as having been wrought in God. So as you think about this priest cleansing or sacrificing at the altar, cleansing at the laver, entering in and seeing the light, and everything that he has at that point is in God's light. God's light shed on him. Now we need to go to Leviticus 24, and we're going to talk about for just a minute how this lamp stays burning. Burning, burning, burning. Y'all don't know that song? Leviticus 24, beginning at verse 1. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, command the sons of Israel that they bring to you clear oil from beaten olives for the light, to make a lamp burning continually. Outside the veil of testimony in the tent of meeting, Aaron shall keep it in order from evening to morning before the Lord continually. It shall be a perpetual statute throughout your generations. All right, let's back up. Leviticus 24. Let's start again. Think about what you're hearing. You know, I realize when I teach the Tabernacle that the minute I'm finished teaching, I want to start teaching it again. Because I feel like, okay, now you get the overview. Now you get it a little bit. But when you really study it, you'll get it. And so not only does God repeat, but so do I. 24, verse 1. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, command the sons of Israel that they bring to you clear oil from beaten olives for the light, to make a lamp burn continually. Outside the veil of testimony in the tent of meeting, Aaron shall keep it in order from evening to morning before the Lord continually. It shall be a perpetual statute throughout your generations. He shall keep the lamps in order on the pure gold lampstand before the Lord continually. Now, how is it burning? It's a candle and has wicks? Oil. Absolutely. What happens to a candle when you leave it burning with that wick? It burns down. It absolutely goes out. It consumes itself. This is oil from the olives that will not go out. And that lampstand is in us. And it's got to be the lamp that doesn't go out in us. Now, who keeps it lit in the tabernacle? Aaron and the priest. Who keeps it lit in us? Matthew 5, 14 through 16. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor does anyone light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on the lampstand. And it gives light to all who are in the house. let your light shine before men in such a way that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven. If we picture ourselves as lampstands, and when the building of this holy place was pitch dark, as the world is pitch dark, when a priest goes into the holy place, what he sees is the light from the lampstand. When unbelievers come into the world, or in this world, we're the only light that they see. And so what Jesus is saying in Matthew 5 is let your light shine like it's on a hill, not to be snuffed out. Okay, so there's the light in the holy place, and now what we're going to see is the table of showbread, which is directly across from the lampstand. So you see the arrow where it is. Exodus 25. We're going to back up before Leviticus, back again to Exodus 25, verse 23. You shall make a table of acacia wood, 2 cubits long and 1 cubit wide and 1.5 cubits high. You shall overlay it with pure gold and make a gold border around it. You shall make for it a rim of a handbreadth around it, and you shall make a gold border for the rim around it. You shall make 4 gold rings for it, put rings on the 4 corners, which are on the 4 feet. These rings shall be close to the rim as holders for the poles to carry the table. You shall make the poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold, so that with them the table may be carried. You shall make its dishes and its pans and its jars and its bowls with which to pour drink offerings. You shall make them of pure gold. You shall set the bread of the presence on the table before me at all times. So that bread is to be out on that table all the time. It's called the table of the bread of presence, as well as the table of showbread. Acacia wood again, overlaid with gold again, rings again so that it can be carried because they are taking all of this up, and that there's bread on it at all times. This is the first time in the scripture that the word table has been used. But let's look at some other mentions of table. Psalm 23:5. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil. 1 Corinthians 10, verses 20 through 22. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons. You cannot partake of the table of the Lord and the table of demons. Or do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? We are not stronger than He, are we? And then we go to John 12, 1 through 3. Jesus, therefore, 6 days before the Passover, came to Bethany where Lazarus was, whom Jesus had raised from the dead. So they made him a supper there, and Martha was serving, but Lazarus was one of those reclining at the table with him. Mary then took a pound of very costly perfume of pure nard, anointed the feet of Jesus, and wiped his feet with her hair. And the house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. There's so many words throughout the scripture, and especially in the New Testament, that we just gloss over, or that we pass over, or that we don't even realize. Fragrance being one of those words. Fragrance was an important term to Jesus. 1 Corinthians 11, 24 through 26, just today as we took communion. And when he had given thanks, he broke the bread and said, "This is my body, which is for you. Do this in remembrance of me." In the same way, he took the cup after supper, saying, "This is the new covenant in my blood. Do this as often as you drink it in remembrance of me." A table filled with bread was no coincidence either. And how many loaves were on that table? 12. Representing The 12 tribes. Once again, nothing by coincidence for God. So the common thread of this table, of our table that we partook of this morning, is that it's a table of fellowship. And that our acceptance in Jesus Christ occurs at that table, just as He did with His disciples that night. He shared, just as they didn't understand, we don't really have the full understanding of what that means for us in that time.